how can you make sure that everybody follows? Because I mean, there's not not everybody can be a ruler. Not everybody can be a
self-cultivation.
Right, self-cultivation. Yeah, that's.
But Westerners' mindset doesn't have self-cultivation.
But wouldn't you agree that actually, okay, self-cultivation?
Okay, I tell you, 10 Commandments is similar to self-cultivation. You keep 10 Commandments.
Right. So that's why I believe that actually, essentially, they're trying to do the same thing. They're trying to create stability. They're trying to create a society that is livable. The only thing is that in Confucianism, they put yourself in the center.
Okay, the other point, how are we going to persuade the Japanese people to consider religious issues or philosophical issues? What the difference among us?
Okay, philosophical.
You said it's the same, but I think it's not the same.
No, philosophical. No, I agree. Philosophical, no, but religion and Confucianism, I think that they are the same. Yeah, but you need to understand that within Europe, there's not just religion. There's also philosophy, and these two are actually in conflict with each other.
Oh, sorry, including Aristotle.
Yes, but Aristotle is actually also in conflict with each other. Because actually what philosophy does, it stimulates people to be critical thinkers. It stimulates people to find their own path and to follow reason.
By the way, Japanese, they don't have critical thinking?
No. They have common sense. They are trying to find consensus.
Always I'm confusing. Critical thinking means more focus on specific issues, right?
Critical thinking is not to take things at face value, to think for yourself, to analyze and to reason your way into what is right and what is wrong. It is not prescribing anything. It's basically encouraging people to think for themselves. And actually, I believe in Japan, it's the other way around. It's people are taught to listen to their parents, to listen to their seniors, and to take their advice to heart, and to become better people. So they get their input from the outside world. We get their input from ourselves. So basically, that is, I think, that the essence. Can we put it that way? Yeah. Okay.
And which means think all the fields,
Right.
all the things, and we should discuss about everything.
Right.
And the second, which part is important or not important?
Right. This is so sorry, I'm digressing a little bit. But this is exactly what I'm doing at EY at the moment. People actually have basically an idea like, oh, we can do this, but nobody actually get the bigger picture and say, okay, so if we have all these things, then and we need to prioritize them, and we do this, that, and that, and make it into something as a collective view. And all of a sudden, like people like, oh, but it's all their ideas, basically. They already have the ideas, but nobody actually steps out of these smaller ideas, and to create it into a vision. So that, I think that is typically a result of a difference in culture. The essence is basically you actually learn from the experience and the value that people who came before you and your parents, they have the experience, they have the wisdom, and you can learn from them. You should learn from them, and that's where you find. But that means that you don't listen to your parents and then analyze it and say, oh, that's nonsense, or that doesn't make any sense. That's not how you go about. Basically, you listen to them and you follow, right? Whereas in Europe, we listen and we think that's nonsense, and then we define our own vision. So what we actually learn in school.
Okay, I need to explain you my background. I worked with American company. I don't have Japanese company background.
Right.
Okay? And education is American background.
Right.
So what is my concern is I don't clearly understanding what is critical thinking is. Just you said Japanese thinking is a kind of dig in detail of their portion.
Right.
But this kind of idea, I don't understand why are they doing that, but I don't have the kind of background. So I focus on critical thinking. What is it? This is my simple question.
Right. So my observation.
Like he explained, we need to spread all our concerns and issues.
Right.
Then
it's a little bit different angle.
No. Then we need to focus on what is the major issue. This is normal understanding. But what's the difference for critical thinking is? This is my question.
Okay, so
I just prepared all issues, problems. Then I'm going to this. We try to prioritize those issues.
Right.
What's the difference from critical thinking?
That's the bigger picture. What we are doing today is the bigger picture.
Yeah.
To come up with, okay, so we have all these materials, but what actually is the bigger story? What do we need to put on paper that we can hang everything into a pattern that is easily understandable and kind of gives a complete idea about what you have been doing and what you can deliver as value. So that is basically getting out of all the details that you have studied over and written down in your books over the past years.
Okay, spread everything.
Right.
Then
get a bigger vision. And basically, should be the starting point to get everybody on the same page. Because everybody who listens...
Okay, I understand. What next?
What's next? What there needs to be next? That's very important, Udo-san. Otherwise, you cannot sell it.
I understand. Okay,
right.
What I'm asking is critical thinking. What's the difference? Okay, just we prepared all...
No, it's very simple. I think you think too difficult. It's very simple. Because critical thinking basically means that you don't accept information at face value. You don't accept what your parents tell you. You don't accept what your seniors tell you. Whereas in Japan, people accept that information because it comes from your senior, because it comes from your parents.
That which means we're going to prepare what you understand, you agree with.
Right.
Kind of point is spread.
In Japan, we take things as common sense. We don't judge about it. It's common sense. In Europe, everything that people tell you, really? I'm not so sure about that. And maybe they agree, maybe they don't. But everything you tell somebody is being analyzed and being thinking, maybe they think it doesn't make sense because they also say this, and that is not. And that's what Kimoto-san said. It's not mutually exclusive.
It means prepare for the points of already made consensus.
They challenge everything. Every individual is taught to challenge everything, so that they create their own ideas, their own view. That is the basis of debate.
So this is critical thinking.
That's critical thinking. Because in debate, we teach people how to look at. Actually, so this is very important because that's why we love debate so much. Because it actually basically gives hands and feet to the process of critical thinking by listening to what other people say and then analyzing that and say, okay, but is what they are claiming actually true? Well, according to what I've learned so far, I think that that's not true because A, B, C, D. And so that is an example of how critical thinking works in Europe.
Japanese are not?
No, they are sorry, but they're very bad at debate.
It means instead of written down, learn from your parents and your seniors. But what they're going to do?
Follow.
They prepared anyway. But Kimoto said the Japanese focus on portion, not spread or everything, but they focus on digging detail of portion, global, not global, it's a total map. Just
but not to challenge, not to find your own idea, but to find out more. The objective is not to